Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Jake from today'siphone.com, and nobody ever answers me when I ask you how you're doing. It's not very polite. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is carrier IQ. I've talked about it a lot over the past week. Just to give you another quick recap, basically carrier IQ is this software that is installed on over 140 million smartphones, iOS, BlackBerry, Android, Windows Phone, anything. Basically, it's designed to record data like app usage and data speeds and stuff, and send it to your carriers and your manufacturers to, make your phone better. Or at least that's what they say it's for. In reality, it is basically tracking your every digital move. It can log individual keystrokes, which means it can save your passwords and credit card info and all that stuff that makes this really, really super creepy. And this came out on the internet this week because a hacker, videotaped himself basically showing what the program can do. So obviously people weren't very happy about this. I talked about it in an article and in this week's Social Saturday, so the links to both of those are in the description below. But just to let you know, Apple has released a statement saying that they basically took out carrier IQ in iOS 5 before the scandal, and the only way to turn it on now is to go into diagnostic mode on your phone, so it's off by default, which is nice. And the company is planning to release a software update to totally eradicate any little bits of carrier IQ that still exist. So that's the upside, I guess. Okay, moving on, in application news, Cam took a look at Infinity Blade 2, and it looks like this. The application is $6.99 in the App Store for both iPhone and iPad, so if this looks cool to you, definitely check it out. And stay tuned to Today's iPhone. Cam's going to have, a review, some more videos, and go a little bit more in depth with this. Alright, next, there have been a lot of Apple TV rumors over the past few weeks. The most recent one coming out of Gene Munster, an analyst who said that Apple will release a bunch of versions of their own HDTV, different sizes and stuff, at around this time next year, so for Christmas next year. The rest of the stuff he said is pretty standard, integration with iTunes, iCloud, the App Store. You'll be able to control it via an application on your iPhone or iPad, or maybe through Siri. It will support cable boxes and cable TV, which is nice. It's not just going to be like a monitor for the Apple TV box that there is now. Oh, and it'll be double the price of the other HD TVs on the market. Shocking. Alright, and finally, the beta of iOS 5.1 was released to developers this week, which is great because that means it's one step closer to a general release. Some interesting things to note is that some code in the software was uncovered that hints at both a next-generation iPhone and a next-generation iPad. I can't say this is too surprising because there will always be a next-gen iPhone and iPad, but the fact that they're starting to show up in iOS code more frequently could hint at a soon release, especially the iPad is due for an update in a couple months, so who knows. Also pretty intriguing, in the description for the update, Apple claims that it improves dictation support for supported devices. They didn't really just single out the iPhone 4S, even though that's currently the only one that has dictation through Siri, so maybe Apple could be bringing dictation, at least like limited dictation or Siri support to older devices, which would be awesome. Then again though, this could be nothing. Obviously the biggest reason for this update is to fix those ridiculous battery issues that people are still experiencing, and it doesn't seem like it does that. Earlier reports claim that developers using the beta of iOS 5.1 are still experiencing pretty poor battery life. There have been some people who said that it's improved, but there also have been a lot of people who said it stayed the same or even got worse. So it's basically just as mixed as iOS 5.0.1 was, and it's making me worried because it might not be a software problem that's causing the battery issues, which would be very, very bad. Hopefully Apple can get their stuff together and release a decent update that fixes this battery issue, but if not, they're going to have a lot of unhappy customers on their hands. Okay, well that's all the big news for this week, guys. Before I go, I want to leave you with a question of the day, and that is, would you pay double the price of a regular TV to get one with iCloud and Siri support? I don't think I would, and I say that about a lot of Apple products. I don't think I'd buy them, and then they come out and I want one, but I really don't think I would with this, just because a TV is a huge purchase, and I don't do that much TV watching on TV. You know, it's mostly on my iPad and computer with Hulu and Netflix. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that when this does come out, I won't buy it. I'd love to know your thoughts, so you can let me know in the comment section down below, or hit me up on Twitter at twitter.com/TIP_Jake. And don't forget, the links to all of these stores I talked about in this video are in the description down below. And for more news, views, and reviews, please head over to todaysiphone.com.